You packed your life into bags. You crossed an ocean, or a border, or just everything familiar you had ever known. And you arrived with something most people never have, the kind of courage that moves entire families forward. But nobody sat you down and explained what starting over financially actually looks like. Nobody told you about the credit score you don't have yet. Nobody warned you that the banking system doesn't know you exist. Nobody mentioned that the same hustle that kept your family alive back home doesn't always translate here. And now you're carrying two financial lives at once. Yours here, and theirs back home. That weight is real. In the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through 5 specific steps to rebuild your finances from exactly where you are. Not where you wish you were, where you actually are. My name is on this channel because I rebuilt after losing everything, and I don't talk to anyone like they are less than they are. So let's start with honesty. Most immigrants arrive financially reset. No local credit history. No relationship with a bank here. Sometimes cash income that leaves no paper trail. Maybe debt from the move itself. The flights, the deposits, the fees nobody warned you about. That is your starting point. It is not a judgment. Before you do anything else, grab your phone right now. Open a notes app. Write down every source of income you have. Every single one. Then write down every expense, rent, food, transport. And yes, the money you send home. Write that down too. Then write down every debt you carry. That list is your financial snapshot. You cannot recover what you have never honestly looked at. The first step is this. Build a real banking relationship. I know that sounds basic, but you would be shocked how many people are surviving on cash in check cashing stores, when a real bank account would cost them almost nothing, and protect them from everything. A bank account is your financial home base. Without it, you cannot build credit. You cannot receive direct deposit. You cannot prove financial stability to a landlord or lender. Here is what most people don't know. You do not need a social security number to open a bank account. Many credit unions and community banks accept an ITIN, an individual taxpayer identification number, which you can obtain regardless of your immigration status. Some banks offer second chance checking accounts specifically for people who have had banking difficulties in the past. Research the immigrant-friendly banking options available in your country this week. Open a checking account. Open a savings account. Even if you deposit $5. Especially if you only have $5. That $5 is a signal to yourself, and eventually to lenders that you show up and you follow through. Step 2. Start building credit from absolute zero. Your credit score is not just a number for borrowing money. It determines whether you can rent an apartment, whether you get approved for a phone plan. In some industries, whether you get hired at all. And if you just arrived, yours doesn't exist yet. Here is how you build it from nothing. First, a secured credit card. You deposit your own money as collateral, sometimes as little as $200, and you use that card like a debit card. Buy groceries, pay it off every single month. The bank reports that activity to the credit bureaus, and your history begins. Second, a credit builder loan. These are small loans designed specifically to create credit history. You make monthly payments. The money goes into a savings account. At the end, you have both a credit record and a small amount saved. Third, ask a trusted person to add you as an authorized user on their credit card. You don't even have to use the card. Their positive payment history begins to reflect on your report. One golden rule across all 3 of these. Never use more than 30% of your available credit limit. Pay on time every time. With 12 to 18 months of consistency, you can have a credit score that opens real doors. Step 3. Build a survival budget that actually works for your life. Not a theoretical budget. Your life, which includes sending money home. Most budgeting advice treats remittances as optional. As if the money you send to your family is a luxury you could cut if things got tight. You and I both know that is not how this works. So here is a framework that accounts for your real life. 50% of your income goes to needs, rent, food, transportation, utilities. 20% goes to savings and debt repayment, non-negotiable, even if it starts at $20. 30% covers everything else, and in the beginning, you cut this hard. Remittances belong in the 50% category. They are not a want, they are a commitment. Budget for them first. Free budgeting tools, Mint, YNAB, even a basic spreadsheet, give you a place to track this every week. Your budget is not a punishment. It is the plan that makes freedom possible. Step 4. Increase what you earn. One income stream is rarely enough when you are starting from zero. And I say that with full respect for how hard that one income already is. But the math of recovery requires more coming in while you cut what goes out. Side income options that work for immigrants without complex requirements. Delivery and rideshare platforms. Freelance translation, tutoring in your first language. Domestic services. Selling goods online through platforms like eBay or Facebook Marketplace. And here is the thing nobody says out loud. The skills you've built in your home country have value here. Your design skills, your teaching experience, your technical knowledge, these did not expire when you crossed the border. They need the right platform. And longer term, research certification equivalency programs in your field. Many countries have pathways that allow foreign credentials to be recognized. Every extra dollar you earn right now is a dollar that shortens your timeline to stability. Step 5. Protect yourself from people who are hunting you. I am going to be direct here, because the people I am about to describe are dangerous. Immigrants are specifically targeted by financial predators. Not occasionally, systematically. Check cashing stores charging 5 to 10% just to access your own money. Payday lenders, advertising fast cash, while hiding interest rates that can exceed 300% annually. Immigration consultants, who charge money to give financial advice, they are not qualified or licensed to give. Fraudulent tax preparers, who file incorrect returns to steal your refund. Here are your protective rules. Never pay a fee to cash a check. Use your bank account. Never take a payday loan. If you are in crisis, seek a non-profit credit counseling agency or a community assistance program instead. Only work with licensed financial advisors or accredited non-profit organizations. And this, if something feels wrong, the fee, the pressure, the promise, that sounds too good, it probably is. Your gut has been protecting you across borders. Trust it here too. Here is where you are now. You have 5 steps. Build your banking foundation. Start building credit. Create a real budget, one that includes the money you send home. Grow your income. Protect yourself from the people who want to take what you are building. Financial recovery does not happen in a week. But every single one of these steps moves you closer to the day when money stops being a source of fear and starts being a source of options. You left everything familiar to build something better. That decision deserves a financial foundation strong enough to hold it. Tonight, one thing. Open that Notes app right now. Write down your income, your expenses, and every debt you carry. That is your starting line. And starting lines are not shameful. Starting lines are where every comeback begins.